Oh no, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Ah, damn it. Anyways, add maneuver. Of course. Maybe not there, but somewhere on one of the points where it's really close. Like over here. Add maneuver. And increase in that direction. Let's see, shifting orbits. Oh, that's a lot of information. How do I... Well, like... Oh. Did he say, lower orbit to catch up, higher to slow down? See where am I? Catch up. So to catch up, lower orbit. So right around here, add maneuver, which is lower my orbit a little bit, and parry. I can't go too aggressive on that regard. Anyways, let's try this. Burn time in a minute. 20 seconds. Shift. And burn. Looks good. And now let's add a maneuver and see how this goes. That looks pretty close. "14 kilometers, and if I do this, oh, that is gonna be a 0. About adjusting this one. Getting closer. One way it goes extremely quickly, the other way it's not. Oh, 1.3 4 3 2, 1, 2.7, 6. Okay, that looks good for now. So in a day, the burn is gonna happen. Periapsis is good. That's a lot of different stuff. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of loops around the planet. Could have done way more efficiently, but oh well. 5 hours for 3, 2, 1.
Mad_Chad3 says you see click the green arrows by the DV number and it'll do it for you.
Oh, this one.
Mad_Chad3 says and then you won't blast past it accidentally.
Time warp ×1. Burn in a minute. And that's nice. It gives an extra minute to align yourself and adjust. A slight time warp, and that I can wait out by myself. It's aligned, and boom. And that intersection is about half a kilometer away. And relative speed is about 300 meters per second. So what do I do now? This up, electric charge is good.
Mad_Chad3 says note you'll want another maneuver that close approach to slow down and equalize your speed with it.
So something around here.
Mad_Chad3 says then the hard part.
Yeah, it's especially made harder by the fact that it's on the dark side of the planet and I haven't added any batteries. I only have solar panels. That's not good. So would this be good or should it be a bit closer? Actually, I can just play around with this a little.
Mad_Chad3 says do the maneuver note at the close approach.
Close approach. So here. So low. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. Let's intersect. If I reduce my speed. It decreases.
Mad_Chad3 says those markers are where each ship will be. You want to do your equalization burn there, just worry about your relative speed there since you're already close.
Add maneuver. Okay, I added it slightly after. That's good. Doing that is gonna increase the speed. Let's see this. This seems to be decreasing it to a point. That's against... Oh, this. This is what I want. Oh.
Nerdthagoras
No.
says, oh, a rendezvous.
Oh, thanks for tuning in again, Nerdthagoras. And 17, 16 meters per second, 14. That's increasing. That's increasing again. So at what speed should I aim for? 5 meters per second seems pretty good. Or 4.
Nerdthagoras says that's close enough tbh. You'll be doing all these burns anyway when you approach by sight.
Yeah. Okay, so... I'm finishing up the planning 20 seconds before
Nerdthagoras says
burn.
I'd rendezvous it faster and further because I'm lazy.
Okay. So 20 seconds of burning, so that's good. Burn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now by sight, huh?
Mad_Chad3 says okay, now hop out of map view and look where you are.
I see it right there. So SAS is on or CS is off. Target. Now I should go towards the target, at least somewhat, right?
Mad_Chad3 says the prograde and retrograde markers are now relative to your target, so just reduce it to 0 for now.
Reduce it to 0. So do I do this until it's 0?
Mad_Chad3 says you won't need map view anymore. Do you know what I mean by prograde marker?
This thing, right?
Nerdthagoras says you can't lock at 1m/s.
can't lock at 1 millimeters per second. Oh, can't lock on retrograde or got it, because I'm going too slow.
Nerdthagoras says yet.
So if I do without RTS, so oh, that I'm burning through electric charge real quick. Not getting any batteries for it because I have solar panels was a bad idea. If I aim straight at a target.
Mad_chat3 says okay, now you might want to wait in that park orbit until you're in the sunlight so you don't get confused.
Engine, this is the Poodle. Probably a bit too powerful for this exact case, but I do have over 600 worth of monopropellant, so I can.
Nerdthagoras says some engines have an alternator.
Alternator? This one might not have it. So anyways...
Nerdthagoras says they generate EC when in use.
Oh. Well, doesn't matter, I'm in sunlight, now the solar panels are charging me. So anyways, now that I'm lit up, how should I go about it? Do I just thrust straight towards it for a little? Or...
Nerdthagoras says get your prograde marker on the target marker.
Prograde on the target marker. Basically just burn in the direction of the target for a little.
Nerdthagoras says okay, slow down. Nerdthagoras says turn around.
Yeah. This has more control. I know that these RCS thrusters can go forward, which I've been pressing, but couldn't find backwards. It's in all directions except backwards. That's what I found for some reason. RCS off. So now I wait to get closer or something. Because I am getting closer. Honestly, I don't have a clue as to how exactly I should go about this.
Nerdthagoras says the way you can direct yourself better is you have to push the retrograde onto the anti-target, and you drag your prograde towards the target marker. If that makes sense.
Push retrograde onto Okay, that's prograde. And anti-target is that one.
Nerdthagoras says that's retrograde.
Retrograde? Retrograde onto anti-target. Yeah. Prograde, retrograde. So this one to this one. So what I want to do is go over here and nope, that's
Nerdthagoras says but you are going slow, so you cannot afford to go any slower.
So target to prograde. Then that's gonna have the exact same effect, right? I can already see that visually the space station. Let's see, that's the target. Can't see the...
Nerdthagoras says so it's best to turn to prograde and drag it to the target. Nerdthagoras says I say drag, because if you point to the target and burn, prograde gets dragged to the target.
That should be close enough, right? Now I need to do this.
Nerdthagoras says but with retrograde, you have to be on the opposite of the retrograde marker and burn and it gets pushed.
Now I just... Stability assist. Goes... What do I do now? Passing by?
Nerdthagoras says see how the marker is getting pushed away? Nerdthagoras says you have to be on the other side of that retrograde marker, to make it meet TNE anti-target.
Other side of the retrograde. I should have placed some reaction wheels on this thing. That's the anti-target. So that should... There's the target. Over here. Can rotate a little for ease. And now this.
Nerdthagoras says it's hard to explain the push mechanism.
I basically place myself so over here, and it'll just drag it when I press. So
Nerdthagoras says yes.
Now I'm gonna go buy it again. Put RTS off. Yeah, I do have a lot of time, like I still have 600 nanopropellant. 600 units.
Says with RCS though, you can use H and N to control your forward and back movement.
N. And so basically I can just ditch the engine. I'll just ditch the engines right now. That's gonna make things easier. let's see, so that it doesn't interfere, it's gonna go in that direction.
Mad_Chad3 says don't ditch the engine, you want to deorbit, right?
No, I want to dock to the engine, to the station, and just keep it. Okay, that's target and retrograde, so I'm going in the exact opposite of what I want. I want to keep this. It's gonna be more difficult.
Says RCS with H.
RCS, H. Okay, what was that?
Nerdthagoras says and then N to slow down.
Prograde and N. Should actually just aim at the target, whether it's N or H. Now I'm going at 0.7 meters a second. I just want to press every button back then when I was trying out the controls of the RCS. RCS is off. Turn it on. H. And now I just approach it slowly, something like that, right? Now I have only monopropellant and electric charge. Approaching it at a meter a second.
Nerdthagoras says and when docking, I recommend pressing V to change your view to locked. And then you can use IJCLM to help guide your ports together. Nerdthagoras says with the camera locked, the IJKL keys make more sense.
Okay, V's. Camera, orbital, chase, locked. So if I do this, and RCS off, shift, no matter which way, makes sense. Got it? That's gonna be really helpful. Both hands on the keyboard. Auto saving. Let's press F5 just for a little bit of safety. Oh, when it comes to docking, do I just need to press on the docking port and it'll automatically connect, right?
Nerdthagoras says it's how I do it. It's as easy as strafing in FPS.
Just have to hit this JKLI like WASD.
Nerdthagoras says yes, and there are midgets that help guide.
Magnets that help guide.
Nerdthagoras says you may have to click on the other craft's docking port and set as target.
Oh, docking port itself. Set as target. Got it. So now basically I can and H. Go that way. H. Go down a little. H. Oh. Yes! I've successfully docked!
Nerdthagoras says, see how easy that was?
Oh, it was not easy, but actually the last bit was
says,
actually
well done /o/.
Woo! The last bit actually was pretty easy once I set target for the docking thing. I just needed to mostly align myself. The steps before that last one were difficult, in fact. Let's see this. Boom. Now I can do some science. I'm thinking about what science should I do. Pre-report. Process in the data lab. In the lab. Don't mind if I do. And then, which one had this? Bob.
Nerdthagoras says you just have to observe what happens to the prograde and retrograde markers when you burn, when trying to rendezvous. And remember the push-pull analogy, to fully understand.
Let go. Then you can get quick EVA report, EVA science. And I've seen this one experiment done in the space station. He failed. So R. Then oh, this just keeps floating around. Can I interact with it? Oh, you can interact with that little thingy. Did not know that. F. Board. Oh, it's floating away. So how do I transfer your thingy to the start research? And how does that go? Does it just take a while? Review data. Oh. Huh.
Nerdthagoras says yes, it takes a while.
So I can then get this, observe mystery goo, transfer it to there. Wonder if there's an indicator for that.
Nerdthagoras says it's at the top.
At the top? Messages?
Nerdthagoras says in that window.
Section 6.
Nerdthagoras says, do you mean, how much science is being done by the research facility?
Yeah, and if it's done. Clean experiments, so 2 were done?
Nerdthagoras says yes, it's at the top of this window.
Oh, 3 out of 500. Oh. This is gonna take a while. So, does it simply use data that is transferred to it? And not just its own? Or am I misunderstanding something?
Nerdthagoras says yes.
Okay. Those this parameter, reviewing the data lab, this log temperature to the data lab. Now it's still 500. So basically I should leave and allow it to do its thing while I do something else, right? Basically what I should do.
Nerdthagoras says 500 is the max.
Oh, so I have sent less than 500 worth of science.
Nerdthagoras says so when it's filled, you transmit the data so you can do more.
Uh-huh. It is sure taking its time. 1 science a day. That's 3 years. Wait, no, why did I get 800? So that's over a year. Anyway, to make it quicker, lights off. Level up crew. Oh. Kerbnet access.
Nerdthagoras says Kerbal years are different to Earth years.
Yeah, that's even more years, isn't it? Body curve. Wait. How many hours is a Kerbal day? Because I've noticed that it's not 12. Not 24, that is. Okay, what is this Kerbnet? Cycle. Urban altitude. What does this thing do?
Nerdthagoras says if you keep refreshing it.
Is this Kerbin? Is this the landmass beneath Kerbin right now?
Nerdthagoras says yup.
Like a bit behind. So basically, at this point of time, at this point in time, this isn't useful. It's for the scanning.
Nerdthagoras says, and you can make markers. Nerdthagoras says, but my knowledge of Kerbnet is limited.
Oh. Interesting. So, The way I understand it is, let's go to Space Center. I'm gonna explain what my understanding of CurbNet right now, from what I've seen, which is very little, but in research and development, there's this thing, scanning tech, infrared telescope, surface scanning, and survey scanner. It's basically these things should connect to the CurbNet and show locations of interest. At which point you place a waypoint for you to at a later date to go to the locations
Nerdthagoras says,
do
the
science.
survey scanner will let you see buried ores.
And I imagine that net thing will show you on the map, and you can make waypoints so that later you can get to them.
Nerdthagoras says, so you know where to drill for ore.
Yeah. And what does ore do? Science stuff, or in career mode do those actually give money?
Nerdthagoras says you can convert ore into fuel.
Oh, that's interesting. So that way you can have longer trips without needing to return or have a lot of extra mass. Interesting. Is it just fuel, or is there different kinds so that you can get oxidizer, monopropellant, or is that all just one thing? Advanced science tech. Convertotron. Mobile plant can take raw materials containing
Nerdthagoras says, I think you can convert ore to all three.
Fuel products when operated. Efficiency. Convertotron 125 to 50. Full products. Yada yada yada. Oh, so you thinking about it, you can set up resupply stations.
Nerdthagoras says, right click for more info.
Oh, so liquid fuel and oxidizer. This one, liquid fuel and oxidizer. Oh, monopropellant. So, oh. Okay. Oh, so you can convert all three resources. Good. Oh, that opens up my horizon quite a bit. Because you could set up this on some kind of planet and have a refueling station so to get further journeys. I was imagining stations that resupply flying by crafts. Now thinking about it, you could actually make that. It's a lot of extra work because between each refuel operation you'd have to send something down to recover the fuel. That does sound interesting. Well, today I was thinking of doing the space station thing and potentially going to the thing that
Nerdthagoras says yes, you could make a ground station with a launch pad and a refuel station, so you can land on, refuel and take off while the ground station Konanussola mines ore.
But I was imagining something one step further, something that's in orbit that sends out, let's say, a probe that recovers the fuel, sends it back to the station, and so that you don't have to land when refueling. That's what I imagine. You go to the station, refuel, and fly away, and that station sends down a probe that gets fuel and goes back into the orbit.
Pythagoras says the problem is the fuel. You'll need to do that.
Yeah, but the thing is that probe would be smaller for the sole purpose of recovering the fuel, so it would actually use less fuel than an entire rocket going down at landing and then taken off. So it would actually allow for more fuel to be given to the rocket. Could have sworn there was one of these unknown objects orbiting Kerbin. Like this, the last time I checked.
Pythagoras says it depends on whether the ore requires its own weight and fuel to transfer.
What I was talking about is also having that station that you were talking about on the ground, but just a separate space station that's solely for refueling crafts. That was what I was referring to. Oh, and you could make multiple trips to refuel even more fuel. So even more can be transferred without having to worry about the velocity to enter orbit. To worry about the fuel and to enter orbit. Granted, that would be a lot of work. But let's say you choose a planet which has quite a few satellites, and you want to explore multiple satellites, and you have on the planet itself the refueling station with a space station that only has fuel, multiple trips of it. So you could potentially make it so between each trip of to a moon you refill the station. Oh, that sounds like a real bunch of work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 planets. And I imagine some of them have their own moons. This one does not. About Eve. Oh, this one has Gilly. What I'm saying was really convoluted, huh? Duna. Ike. That's one moon. Dress. No moons. Dead. Jewel. That's a gas planet if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, that's a gas planet. Lathe. Great name. It's covered in water. Interesting. There's so much to explore. And then Elo. It's just... it's the equivalent of Pluto, isn't it? And then there's the unidentified objects. Thinking about it, these probably can only be seen because they flew by Kerbin close enough for me to detect it, huh? Like that one. Close enough for it to be identified as an asteroid, huh? Unknown object, medium, tiny. Can these be deorbited? Because it would be interesting to bombard Kerbin with these. Space object.
Nerdthagoras says yes.
One day. One day.
Nerdthagoras says you can click on them and track.
Well, I have one tracked already. Seems to have an orbit really close to Kerbin, so this could be a target. The other ones don't seem to show their orbits. Last time, there definitely was one that was close, basically within the orbit, was like this.
Nerdthagoras says you have to click the BLE track icon bottom right. Nerdthagoras says bottom left. Sorry.
Track. 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 Might not have been the best idea. Okay, can't be terminated, so that's not an issue. I just remembered one piece of space debris. Let's see, periapsis of 42 kilometers. Yeah, this space debris is currently in limbo. As long as I don't... Actually, Schrödinger space degree thing, actually. Can I change the... Can I change the thingy, how it's looked at, right? Fly.
Nerdthagoras says as long as you don't observe it, it won't pick a reality to follow.
Yeah, it's Schrödinger space debris. So, but as long as I look at it, it's going to crash. Oh. There's a rocket and some fuel, but no way to control it. Maneuver tool. Well, anyways. Wait. Docking mode? I should have turned that on. Anyways. Is there a way for me to change the icon and to...
Nerdthagoras says nah, docking mode is TMI.
TMI? Is that an abbreviation?
Nerdthagoras says too much information.
Oh. It's easier to follow your eyes. But I imagine if you're doing a challenge in which you're looking only through the pod, that would be great. There's a flag around? Oh. So is there a way for me to...
Nerdthagoras says even then, I just follow the nav ball.
Yeah. So as I was saying, is there a way for me to change the vessel classification into a space station or something? There has to be a way.
Nerdthagoras says you can't change its type, because it has no command pod.
Oh, so... Let's see... This... Switch to... Wait, that's debris. That's the...
Nerdthagoras says so it's just a debris because it's uncontrollable.
It's true. So I can switch if I press on the command pod. Configure vessel naming. Station. Frankenstation. Name priority, whatever. Accept. Now it's officially the Frankenstation. Oh, now this vessel is gonna this debris is gonna constantly be in the way, including this one, it seems. Yep, multiple debris coming in the same orbit. Minimus debris. Oh, yesterday I managed to land on Minimus. Or this. It show off the vessel that did it. It's this orbit. Periapsis is.
Nerdthagoras says yeah, that is why you can untrack them and they go away.
Well, I'ma keep them. It's extra work, but I'm just waiting for a moment where I have an unintended collision with them. The chances are way less than 1%, but they are there, and it's prime clipping material. Anyways, I'm gonna show the lander that I used yesterday. Open Minimus Lander load. It's pretty basic.
Nerdthagoras says that is why they go away when you don't track them. Because they're as close to zero as you can be, haha.
So I decided to use this for the propulsion off of Minimus and landing, apparently, because I didn't track the fuel well enough. This is supposed to be to enclose it, but it's not. As it turns out, these are plenty enough for me to not only land on Minimus, but to take off and come back to the to Kermit. Like there's how many? 9 of them. I was worried that they're not gonna be enough, but that was an unfounded worry.
Nerdthagoras says I find it fascinating that almost everyone puts an extra I in Minimus.
Minimus, yeah. I've noticed that that's not how you actually say it, but I said Minimus enough times that it's become muscle memory at this point.
Nerdthagoras says Minimus is kinda awkward to say.
Yeah. And I did correct myself earlier in the stream about that, but I forgot. I got 800 science from this trip. So that was real nice. Oh, there's...
Nerdthagoras says it's so tiny, it's like mini mun.
Yeah. Like, it was so tiny that it was throwing my depth perception really bad for it. It was throwing my depth perception off so much. Especially the textures. The textures seemed like the thing was way smaller and at the same time way bigger than it actually was. So it was rather awkward to land. It wasn't difficult, but awkward. And then of course, once I landed the first time, I had to redo the entire thing because I didn't have enough power. Typical of me. So I added these 2 solar panels, and then the other trip went off without a hitch. That was fun. I wonder how efficient these are. Because I used these because I thought they would be more efficient when it comes to thrust to fuel consumption. There's gotta be a spreadsheet about it. Kerbal Space Program is the type of game that people love making spreadsheets about. So, I just need to Google it once. Oh, I'm gonna show you my first vastatin. So this is what I tried to use yesterday to dock to the space station. With what I know today, I could actually land this thing. It should dock this thing. Back then I did horribly. This is a monstrosity, isn't it? Oh boy. Anyways.
Nerdthagoras says it's insane what is required to lift things up.
Yeah. Especially if you want to go just a little bit higher. Oh, if only you could throw things like that. I mean, if you're on a...
Nerdthagoras says I'm actually trying to plan a Duna return rocket.
A Duna return rocket.
Nerdthagoras says I've never returned from Duna before.
But you've went to Duna before, right? Let's see, Duna is this one. And it's basically Mars, huh? And you have never returned from Duna as... could you enlighten me as to the reason? Is it the lack of fuel or something else?
Nerdthagoras says I landed yes, and the Kerbal survived. But the rocket was not good enough to leave the surface.
Oh. That's a shame. So, as in not enough thrust? Didn't account that it's an actual planet and not a moon, right? Something like that?
Nerdthagoras says yes, not enough thrust.
Yeah, I guess that's the big issue with these bigger ones.
Nerdthagoras says and then it fell over as the Kerbal got out. I feel ya. The stream before when I was landing on Minimus, on the moon, not Minimus. Last week, I kept knocking over the the thing because when my Kerbal kept getting out. Had to give up on the EVA science on the moon. That's 100 science that I lost due to that. So that's a shame. So I feel you. At least a little. And there was a moment where I actually almost... Nerdthagoras says I have a TikTok of getting out of my craft on Minmus, and then my Kerbal clipped with the leg, and it got thrown.
That Kerbal should have trained more about piloting than kicking. Cause those kicks... Well, damn. Imagine a football player with those kind of kicks. You'd get thrown in jail thinking about it. Cause that kind of power would cave in someone's sternum.
Nerdthagoras says luckily it was Minmus, so I was able to get the craft back up again.
Actually, yeah, same happened with Minimus for me. Just use the reaction wheels to get back up. On the moon though, it's a bit too... The gravity is just a little too heavy for that. I even got a very thumbnail-worthy moment when the craft fell over. I was messing around trying to make it not fall when I get out.
Nerdthagoras says I have never successfully erected a craft after it fell over.
Yeah, me neither. So anyways, was faffing about to try and make it not fall over, and then got out. And the tried to just knock into it so that it doesn't fall over. Failed, then on one attempt I just gave up and walked under it. It crashed, and it looked like I was stuck under the landing gear. So that was a thumbnail-worthy moment.
Nerdthagoras says LOL.
Yeah. An extended landing gear, looking like Valentina was crushed under it. Oh, thinking about it, I went to so many so many adventures of Valentina, but now she's retired, aka forever in the space station, alongside Jeb. Let's see, Frankenstation. Oh, this thing is gonna accumulate a lot of Kerbals. I hope they don't run out of names. Because my plans are to fill up these, fill up that, and just add. And there's 4 Kerbals right now. Have you ever heard of a manga called Blam? Or it's written as Blame. If you have, I'm thinking of making it a little reminiscent of that. Just expanding without actually needing to. Because I totally could have waited for me to get the actual stuff that I needed and only then make the space station. But no, I sent this bit right away. 0.6 for science. Does oh yeah, the time warp does make this faster. So you could just abuse this for extra science. Because they don't need to eat, sleep, or anything. They're basically perpetual motion machines thinking about it, these Kerbals. No need to eat, sleep. They don't die of old age. Damn. I'm just gonna see if my ladder is correct. And no,
Pythagoras says if only they can do meaningful work in the game.
Holy shit!
Pythagoras says holy shit.
it censored it. Oh. I find it interesting that the chat censored it, while the TTS unabashedly said it. Oh, I flew by. Good thing you have enough EVA propellant. Wonder how the orbit changed because of this little adventure. Because it is spinning right now. What? Oh, wrong side. Got it. It's a bit awkward that it's shift and control when it comes to controlling the jetpack.
Nerdthagoras says yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I always go for space bar when it comes to going upwards when flying. Board. Okay, now I say yes. Let's aim for prograde, just so that it looks better and no longer spins. That's looking good. There is a scientist in here, so I could reset some stuff if I wanted to. Well, anyways. I think it's gonna be it for today. I actually succeeded in what I've sought out to do. Unlike yesterday, I planned to do 2 things. Quickly add 1 piece to the space station and then go to Minmus. Went to Minmus, failed space station. Oh, just remembered. What would happen if you deorbited an asteroid and made it crash exactly on this space thingy-majig? Forgot how it's called. What would happen then? Would the building get destroyed?
Pythagoras says depends if you have building destruction enabled.
I hope I have. Because this is science mode, which... Okay.
Pythagoras says you can change it.
Okay. It's in here, right? Gameplay.
Nerdthagoras says difficulty options.
Oh. Difficulty options. Oh. Indestructible facilities. That's turned off. You know what? Just one more thing that I wish to do before I end stream.
Nerdthagoras says people have landed asteroids on the VAB.
Oh, I gotta look into that. Anyways. Actually, didn't know. Command. Reaction wheel. Next control. This. Some of these for control. Yeah, that doesn't look that good, so I'm gonna add this. Let's go. Okay, who's in here? Torim. It's your lucky day, Torim. We're about to go on an adventure of a lifetime. As in... shit. Sorry, Torim. I'm sorry. They've landed asteroids on the vehicle assembly building while I can't even crash a rocket into it properly. Well, I guess I'll just force control on it by doing this. I know these can really help with control alongside the SAS. That'll just add one of these. And now launch. I wonder if this is enough to destroy it. Well, damn it. And don't have enough control. Lucky me. Wait. These look like the ones on the space shuttle. Oh wait, I'll gain more control if I just do this. That should work. This, slash throttle. Yeah, no, that's... That was boring, kinda. More thrust. More thrust is required for me. Wait, this one's... Then... This... Wait. This... It should go around here. And now... Now this should be enough. Oh, I hope. Light hover and lean over. I wonder what kind of force is required to destroy it. Oh well. Space center. I'm just gonna keep those there. There's gonna be more and more debris everywhere as this goes on. I see someone new tuned in. Gotta say, bad timing. I was about to end stream, so sorry. Oh, a heat. Oh, that's the heat shield. Oh, I just remembered. When landing from the moon, I ended up getting in a situation where my portable lab junior, or whatever it's called, would get destroyed before anything else. So it would blow up while while scraping the atmosphere, and the heat shield that was on it would just press onto the spacecraft and still do its job, even though it was not attached. That was quite an interesting experience. So, and when I got slow enough,
Pythagoras
it
says,
just
yup,
fell
I've
off.
done the a bunch of times.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep it. Can I rename it? No? It would be nice if I not necessarily change it from debris, but renaming it. If I could do that, I'd just make it as a trophy. Maybe I'll make an expedition someday to just take a look at it, or just set something up. How much ablator? It's like, oh, it used up one ablator. What's that? Oh, that's space station. Wow, I could zoom out a lot.
Pythagoras says you could plant a flag next to it.
Oh yeah. Haven't planted any flags. Do I need to unlock a flag, or can they just plant it wherever they are as long as they're AVA'd? They should be able to just plant a flag when they're standing on solid ground and EVA'd, right? Because if that's the case, I've missed my opportunity to plant it on Minmus.
Pythagoras says if you EVA, you can right-click on the Kerbal to plant flag.
Well, damn it. I lost the chance of having one of those on Minimus, because I did successfully EVA there, unlike the Mun. Oh well. Oh, 58 science, I need at least 100, at least 90 for anything new. Oh, let's see. Stupidity max. Oh, this one's especially stupid. That's hired. Stupid enough. I wonder if these stats actually do anything. Lost? One miss? Or oh yeah, I blew him up. Frankenstation. Well, anyways, this is gonna be it for today. Boom. Too bad you tuned in rather late. Could have seen more misadventures of mine when it comes to the space station. I made a few attempts before succeeding, and only succeeded because a kind soul came to my stream, like quite forcefully. He raided my stream. That of course ended up crashing the stream because something about my setup makes it prone to doing that. And then he followed me, so that also crashed the stream. That was fun.
Pythagoras says yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Should have looked into that weeks ago, but probably definitely lost some viewers from that.
Pythagoras says is it Twitch? Is it OBS?
Honestly, no clue. Could be either. And it certainly shouldn't be the internet, because I have a fiber, so that should be a problem.
Nerdthagoras says probably OBS.
Yeah. Or it could alternatively be simply my computer
Nerdthagoras
shit.
says try disabling the alerts in OBS.
When it comes to this, I have a at least I think that making it so that the eye icon is crossed over like it can be seen. It should
Nerdthagoras says,
disable
but
it.
yeah, that's hard to test lol because raids don't happen often, haha.
I think that doesn't matter if it's a raid or anything besides a chat, because anything that shows up on the shows up like a raid, a follow, everything like that so far has crashed the stream. Huh. Maybe some people... Wait.
Nerdthagoras says, oh, you may be able to simulate it in Stream Elements or something.
Oh well. There is whole hope that this I imagine the solution being something really simple, like checking a check mark. That would be nice. But the thing is that it didn't used to happen. But for some reason, I don't exactly know when, but it just started happening. The first few follows, nothing. And then... Actually, this started happening right after I installed fiber. It should be way more stable, reliable, faster. But it started having problems since then. Before that, I would just use mobile data. It's really the most professional.
Nerdthagoras says I have fiber too.
Oh. But before installing fiber, I used to just connect my phone to with USB to the computer. Truly the most professional of ways to stream. Back then it was more stable. I also, thinking about it, I increased the bitrate because I have fiber.
Nerdthagoras says if it works, it's not bad.
Yeah, but now I have a better bitrate, so imagine the quality of the stream increased. But that could be a double-edged sword, because the computer might not be able to handle it, because it's not good. So, yeah. I hope we can afford an upgrade anytime soon. That would be great. That's gonna be a while before that. Thinking about it, the last time you tuned in was also Sunday, right? You planning on joining on Sundays, or just so happened to be the case?
Nerdthagoras says my life is all over the place, I just join when I can.
Makes sense. You know, when I asked that question and started waiting, you can't hear it, but actually you can hear it right now, right? The cricket. That's because the game's still on and I can hear it.
Nerdthagoras says the only thing less reliable than my watch schedule is my stream schedule.
Oh, yikes. Well, basically, the only thing, one of the only things that are reliable in my life is my stream schedule. So I stream Saturdays and Sundays at the same time every week. That's one of the only reliable things in my life. Because from all the advice I've read about streaming, one of the most important things is a reliable stream schedule, because can't retain an audience if they don't know when you're gonna stream. Though doesn't seem to have been worked out too well, because 3 viewers at once was my max. Still a lot to learn about streaming. And I did not know that you stream too.
Nerdthagoras says Twitch just requires you do it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I stream enough for everything besides the 50 followers and the average viewers thing.
Nerdthagoras says plus you have to put yourself out there and gather your own following by other means.
Yeah, I should do that. Haven't been doing that. The only thing I've done so far is set up a YouTube channel in which I throw in my VODs. Not a great attitude, but so far I don't yet think...
Nerdthagoras says you can't rely on the Twitch algorithm.
Yeah, the only way you could rely on that if you were just overwhelmingly charismatic and great, and that way you would...
Nerdthagoras says I do YT shorts and TikToks of my failures.
Yeah, I should start doing that, but just don't come about it. I saved the videos of the VODs, but just don't have the energy of editing that stuff. Besides, I don't have too many great moments. And so far I'm basically just learning to be entertaining.
Says I remember when they happen, then just clip the segment.
Yeah. That's where having mods is great.
Says and Twitch automates the upload to YT and TalkTalk.
Oh yeah, you could just make clips in Twitch itself that stay in Twitch and just upload them to YouTube, huh? Well, so far
Nerdthagoras says yup, that is all I do.
And here I am thinking of actual videos to edit. Should have started weeks ago. That's where actually Twitch mods is a great thing, because they can clip it. They can mark interesting spots so that you can automatically see when they happen in the stream manager. Just press a single button and boom, there's a mark for future reference.
Nerdthagoras says I sometimes make a highlight of a full mission. You can automatically upload those to YT too.
Yeah. I should be using Twitch tools for this instead of downloading it, using a full-on video editing program. Because Twitch tools are just simpler, huh? Thanks for the advice, which was pretty plain obvious, but I just couldn't see. Oh, Nerdthagoras. Should check you out if your channel is called that too, right?
Nerdthagoras says it is, smiley face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you've been doing from since
Nerdsagoras says
26.
same name all socials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna throw a follow your way. Boom. What do you usually stream?
Nerdsagoras says thank you, I appreciate it.
One more person to